Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. Another Pittsburgh Steelers mock draft. Last time, some of you guys loved the picks, some of you guys hated the picks. So I'm gonna meet you guys in the middle and say it's around a B-ish. You know, I got a B grade, but this time I'm gonna get an A+ from you guys because this draft right here was special. Even more scouting, even more research. And I selected some great players that can help the Pittsburgh Steelers get to the next level of contending. So I hope you guys are ready and stored for the treat I have for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. And by the video title, you know what this video is about. Steelers mock draft 2.0. Last time I did the mock draft, you guys seen, of course, before the video started, the picks I had last time, and this time we're going to get to some new stuff and the new picks I have in this mock draft right here. The simulator started me off good again. Last time I got Jackson Powers-Johnson with the first pick, with our first pick at 20, and this time I got him at the 20 as well. Jackson Powers-Johnson. Now in real life, he might be gone before then. But the simulator back-to-back times have gotten me Jackson Powers-Johnson at that first slot for the Pittsburgh Steelers in their first pick, and I'll take it. You know, I'll take it. Having a guy like that who is graded and people think going to be a generational talent at the center position, and also a guy who is just gritty, tough, hard-nosed. You know, the Oregon coach, I forgot his name, but Oregon coach was very hard-nosed, old school military style coach. You know, Steelers culture is all about being just hard-nosed and getting better and better every time you step on the field and posing your wheel. So a guy like that leading the charge on the offensive line with Broderick Jones as well is going to be a big time gain for the team. So I took Jackson Powers-Johnson again with the 20th pick in the first round. Now in the second round, I took a quarterback. I took a quarterback this time. Last time, this quarterback right here was gone before I even got to this spot. But this time, he is here, and that is Michael Penix Jr. And you guys might be thinking, why take a quarterback at second? Because we don't know what the Steelers are going to do at quarterback. The Steelers, of course, right now we have Kenny Pickett on the roster. And you know, Kenny Pickett, you know, his rookie season, I feel like he played better his rookie year. But even though he had more interceptions and more turnovers, but I feel like his rookie season he played better. He took more chances, and we've seen kind of like some limelight. You know, especially as a rookie, we said, okay, we don't let him get opportunities to fail, but also see how he bounces back. And in year two, if I can take a step back, and we just seeing too much inconsistency, and TJ Watt is getting older, Cam Hayward is getting older, about to retire soon, Minka as well. So our defense for core, the big defense we got, the defensive core that we have, that's supposed to be like, you know, our bread and butter of the team. They're getting older. Some of these guys getting older, and we're trying to win right now. You know, we're trying to open that Super Bowl window up right now. We got weapons on offense. You got George Pickens, who had a monster season last year, who's going to even improve even more this year. You got Deontay Johnson, who's a good player. You have Najee Harris, who had a 1,000-yard season again, who's a very good player, and Jalen Warren, a very explosive player as well. You have the tight ends as well. So you have all these key pieces. Broderick Jones played phenomenal last year too. But you're just missing that main piece, which is the quarterback. Of course, the other pieces we need, like center, you know, safety, corner, and all that stuff, that right there can be extra add-ons, but the main thing is the quarterback. Quarterback is one of the most important positions in football. So having a guy like this will, I think, will help the team out a lot. Michael Penix Jr. is who I took. I took Michael Penix Jr. With the second pick in the draft. Michael Penix Jr. is an amazing player in Washington. Now, last time I did the simulator, he was not there in the second round. This time I did it, he was there in the second round, so I took him. Now, he might not be a second round pick depending on what happens if he falls to second spot. The only reason he'll fall to the second round spot is because of the injuries. He had the shoulder injuries in college. He tore his ACL in 2018. He had the shoulder injuries, I think, in 2019, 2020, 2021. He was banged up a little bit too. So the injuries kind of played him a little bit. But overall, he's a good player. He's 23 years old, amazing player, strong arm. He's mobile too. He's not like a dual threat QB where he's like running going crazy, but he's mobile enough, kind of like Aaron Rodgers like mobile. But you know, like he can get 10 yards like that if he had to, step up like that. But he definitely can be mobile and throw on a run outside the pocket. Has a strong arm. He's lefty too as well, but has a strong arm, a strong grip, can get down the field, can push the ball in the field and hit those big receivers down the field that we have on the team. And I think he'll be a game changer. He's 6 foot, what, I think 5, 230, 40 pounds, big quarterback. And you know, one quarterback we did have, of course, Big Ben Roethlisberger. He used to be injured all the time. So I feel like sometimes he played better injured. I think Big Ben was like a wrestler. You ever seen a wrestler, they get injured in the match and then they leave and they come back and win the match? Big Ben should do that, I feel like, sometimes on purpose. He get injured, he come back and win the game. Now hopefully Michael Penix, if he is on our team, he doesn't get injured. We don't want any injuries to happen. But Michael Penix Jr. has shown toughness. He was in the national championship. They fell short in that game. A lot of people can't really put too much blame on him too much because all his offensive line was absolutely terrible in that game. And playing against that Michigan front, that highly graded line, it would be very tough. But Michael Penix Jr. did a good job that season and getting his team there, getting to that spot. He's an amazing player, and I think the Steelers was to get him. He'll fit the culture perfectly. A big quarterback who is mobile, can keep plays alive, who can get out the pocket and make throws, who can make throws from the pocket, and who can push the ball down the field too, especially if you want to do the run and gun scheme that Arthur Smith is trying to get us to do with being run heavy and use that play action pass to rip it down the field. Penix Jr. fit perfectly in this system. So I feel like if he's there in that second spot, if he falls to that spot, which I don't think he is going to fall to that spot, but in a simulator, he did. But if he did fall to that spot, I'll take him. Now moving on next to Kyran. His last name is hard. Omega DJ. Like AMEGADIJE. He's the offensive tackle from Yale. A big individual on the outside. He played left tackle, but he could probably play right tackle as well. Most of these old linemen can move around and play. I feel like the Steelers do need to take an offensive tackle if they don't get one in free agency. Take a guy like this, a guy who is very good in the run game too as well. Good in the run game, a good pass blocker. Now sometimes he struggles a little bit getting consistent with his technique, with his hands sometimes on occasions, but not too often. That can be stuff he can improve easily based off coaching and stuff. And he also needs to work on his getting to the second level too, because a lot of his plays, when I watching some of his stuff, he'll make a front, a spot up front, like to create a gap for the running back. But then after that, the next level, Broderick Jones can get to the next level. Broderick Jones will knock the guy off, and then he'll run, and he'll get to the next level and get another guy too as well to create more opportunities down the field. So I feel like he needs to work on that and getting down the field. But his feet are quick. For a guy that size, that quick feet, he can do a lot of great things too. So I feel like he'd be a good player for the team and be a good add-on for the team as well. Of course, and that's if the Steelers don't draft, sign offensive tackle. Now, I feel like the Steelers, if some free agents they should go look after. You look at some offensive tackles, maybe Williams from the Bengals, who played offensive tackle. I think he played right tackle for the Bengals, and he was there for 4 years, former first-round pick. I don't know if the Bengals gonna bring him back or not, but you look at a guy like that. Also, cornerback Jalen Johnson, from the Bears. If he's available, the Steelers should look into that. I don't know how much it costs to try to get a guy like that. Well, Jerry Sneed might be available as well, and the Chiefs can't bring him back. So some guys, the Steelers could go out there and use some of that money they have to bring one of those guys in to fill the hole before you even get to the draft. And Jalen Johnson only 24 years old, so he played 4 years already with the team. He's only 24 years old, so I think he turned 25 in a little bit. But he's a very young cornerback, and he's very good too as well. So adding him with JPJ would be nice. So hopefully the Steelers kind of explore that as well. But moving on next to the next pick. In the 4th round, I took Jaden Hicks from Washington State, safety from Washington State. If you watch Jaden Hicks, he's very versatile. You can put him anywhere on the field like that. You can put him in zone coverage, man coverage, put him in the slot to guard guys as well. You can put him anywhere on the field and he make plays like that. And he's very explosive too. So when he's in zone coverage, he's not one of the guys that sit in zone coverage and just let guys pass through him. He's explosive in breaking and pursuing and getting to the ball and making plays and making things happen. As you've seen on the highlight clip I'm showing right now, interceptions as well, playing man in coverage, having good hands as well. He looked kind of like Minkah Fitzpatrick running down the sideline right there. But he's an amazing player. He's a good player. I feel like the Steelers need a safety. They need a safety that's like a versatile guy. It can't be like we had Terrell Edmonds, who was just good in one dimension of the game. We need a guy who can be put around different spots because we have Minkah Fitzpatrick, but sometimes when we try to play that blitz scheme, you need some guys who can cover on the back end. If you want to send pressure in, from the linebacker spot, send the linebackers in to blitz to get to the quarterback, kind of the old school Steelers football. When we had in the old days when we had Palomalu, it was easy because Palomalu can play anywhere. Troy can play. He played linebacker. I seen Troy Malu on the edge. He was in linebacker. He was in safety. He was in slot. He was all over the field like that. The Tasmanian Devil, he was just flying and making plays all over the place and destroying stuff for opposing offenses. So having a guy like Jaden Hicks, I'm not saying he's Troy Malu, but having a versatile ability to play in different sets and different spots and different schemes will be good for the Steelers, especially Terrell Austin using them. Terrell Austin has done one thing good. I think that's with the secondary. Now, of course, sometimes he plays soft coverage a lot of times, but he do make plays. Secondary has made a lot more plays since he's been defensive coordinator, and he dealt with a lot of injuries. Minkah Fitzpatrick being out, a lot of cornerbacks being down, and not having the right depth and personnel. I think this offseason, the Steelers go out there and get that depth, and also in the draft as well, get that depth in those pieces so he can play that type of coverage that he want to play on the outside. Moving on to the next pick. Kyrie Jackson, cornerback from Oregon. You know, Kyrie Jackson, I mentioned him last video. I'm a big fan of his as well. I think I watch some of these teams I watch, like, you know, Oregon, Texas, OU. I watch Georgia a lot, Alabama, a lot of these teams like that I watch. So I see some of these players. And Kyrie Jackson, you know, seeing a 6'4" cornerback is hard to miss like that. A guy that big, very physical. He's versatile too. He might can be a safety if you wanted him to. If you wanted to mix it up and say, Jaden Hicks, we're gonna put you in the slot and put you in the slot and put you in different spots. He might rotate in here and there and have Kyrie Jackson play safety as a big hitter. Remember Cam Chancellor, 6'3" safety, coming downhill, hitting people, was pretty good in coverage as well. I think Kyrie Jackson is good in coverage, can play the ball in the air. Now sometimes he might, you know, have some people beat him downfield, not beating them by like burning him or beating them by like mossing him. It's just like sometimes he might get beat by playing the wrong technique. Instead of using his leverage and stuff, sometimes he might accidentally get stacked by receiver and can't get the leverage over, and he might make a play on them. But I think that can be coachable. You know, teach him like to use your size and strength. Don't try to play too conservative and be far back. Because most of the times when he play physical, if you go watch his highlights, when he play physical, when he playing man-to-man press and get a hand on the guy, he make a play. And he playing physical. But when he start playing that zone defense and playing off of them, it kind of like takes away from his size and his ability and his game. You know, like that. So hopefully, if a team like the Steelers, you know, draft him, or whatever team does draft him, hopefully we draft him, and he'll be able to go out there and play his game, and like be a just man-to-man cornerback, just play physical every time, and then go out there and just dominate those receivers. We moved on next to the 5th pick, which I traded. I traded our 7th round pick for this year and our 7th round pick for next year, to get this guy right here, to this 5th spot. I think I got another 6th round pick to get this to the Cardinals, to get Aaron Casey, you know, linebacker from Indiana. You know, he's Indiana University. He's a very good player, and I think he could be gone maybe 4th round, maybe 3rd if a team really died for the linebacker too as well, the 4th round. But he's a very good player. He'll bring a different element to the linebacker core that we need. Of course, we have Cole Holcomb. I think he'll be back. I know he had the Achilles or ACL tear that he had, so he'll be back eventually. We have him. We have Landon Roberts, who's very good too. But this guy is kind of like a mixture of both. He can play coverage skills. I mean, playing coverage, he has great coverage skills. Zone corner. I mean, not zone corner. He can play zone coverage as well. He might play corner the way his size is, because he played safety, I think, in high school before. So he played DB before. So he could play, you know, in like different spots and stuff. But as linebacker, he's very, very active and very good in pursuit as well. As you see in some of the clips I showed you, him just getting downhill. You see one play where he came in as a blitzer, but he stopped. Instead of going all the way in and getting, you know, losing his leverage, he stopped and bounced back. Seeing the quarterback step up in the pocket when the edge rushers got him pushed up, he ran and made a play on him with the strip sack. So I mean the strip you know, tackle like that. So he made a big time play. But he's an amazing player. And I feel like he'd be a guy to help the Steelers too, like a game changer to help the Steelers in the middle of the field. And with the right team and the right scheme, he could emerge to be a big time steal in the draft too, because you look at his capabilities, his abilities to cover, his abilities to pursue the end, his ability to get sacks as well. He had 19 tackles for loss, which was 1st in the nation last year. So he's an amazing player. He's an amazing tackler. When you get a hold of you, bring you down. The Steelers have struggled with linebackers missing tackles, you know, in previous history. Landon Roberts helped that out last year. He did a very good job. But he's a little older though. He's like 32, 33. So he's a little older. He can't get that injury with the shoulder. He'll be back next year, hopefully for us. Cole Holcomb will probably be back next year too. But we need to start building up linebackers for the future. Now I know last draft I took who was it? Peyton Wilson last draft from NC State. Now he was gone this draft. He was gone by the time I got to my 3rd pick and stuff. So I waited later around to get a linebacker in Aaron Casey because he was still on the board. I said I probably have to feel like I had to trade to get him. So I traded to get him with the 5th spot. And go look up his highlights. Go look at his film as well, and you'll see the amazingness that he has, like the amazing play style he have. Very active like that. You never see a play where he's just sitting there or getting beat. He's very active. Now, sometimes he might plague him a little bit. He might get too active, and sometimes he might like jump through or something like that. It might go the wrong way when a run happens, but not too often like that. He's very active, and he has great recovery too. If he does get beat or something happen, as you see in that one play, he'll recover back. He'll get back there and he'll make a play and make a tackle to keep his team in it. Last pick of the draft, I took Torrey Taylor, the punter from Iowa. He already got the Steelers colors on. He already wearing the Steelers colors already, so it'd be like, look in the mirror, like the Spider-Man meme already like that. So he'd be looking in the mirror looking across at a clone because he already have the black and gold on. So I think adding him would be very good. Very good punter, 65-yard punts. And he has a great spin on the ball too as well. Sometimes when it hit, it'll backspin and it'll bounce to certain spots. And he's very consistent. That's one thing about punters. You gotta be very consistent. Be very consistent and doing the same thing. Presley Harvin showed us a little bit as a rookie, but he was inconsistent a lot of the times and kept missing and botching punts. And in the playoffs, he had a 25-yard punt. So the Steelers looking at it like, we need to make sure we have a good punter to push teams back to give our defenses better chances. We have TJ Watt, we have Alex Highsmith, Herbig, Hayward, Keanu Benton, all these different guys that can get after the quarterback. So how about we get a good punter who can push them back if we do have to punt the ball. Hopefully we ain't got to punt the ball too much. We start scoring touchdowns, but if we do have to punt the ball, push them back where our defense can have the advantage instead of being at a disadvantage and getting those botched punts. So I think this is a pretty solid draft. Went out there and I got a center that we need. I got a tackle. I got a quarterback because we might need one too, and he could be a guy who can probably be a day one starter. Jaden Hicks, safety for Washington. I got a cornerback as well. Got a linebacker as well. And a punter. All the picks we need in the draft. I traded I think I 7 for this year, 7 for next year, and a 6 for next year to get Aaron Casey. Some of those picks right there are really, you might find some people occasionally with those picks, but not too often you're gonna find a Brock Purdy with those picks. So those picks can kind of be, I won't say useless. I want to say useless because you can find some guys here and there, but those picks are not too dire and too valuable. So you can try to exploit those, like, hey, I'm gonna send you this and this and this to some people to try to get a little higher up on the threshold to get positions you need. But I think overall I did a solid job. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. Leave a grade down below, and I'll see you guys on the next edition of the Steelers mock draft, which will probably be Friday. So it's Friday, so you're probably watching that one on next week, maybe like Wednesday, Thursday. So just stay tuned or something for it. You'll see a notification, but peace out.